Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kendall Rogers from D1Baseball.com. I'm here with Texas A&M head coach Michael Earley. The Aggies this weekend off to a really good start, but the Aggies this weekend get a step up in level of competition at the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series at Globe Life Field. Coach, I guess through the first couple of weeks, obviously you can't ask for much more than being unblemished. We're talking here before you play Lamar, of course, but I guess what are your initial thoughts on just how the first couple of weeks have transpired? First weekend offense was awesome. Second weekend the pitching really shined. What's kind of been your take so far?
Yeah, I think we've shown the ability to win in many different ways, and the pitching's been good. Whether we scored runs or didn't score runs, so they're playing awesome. We're
Yeah,
playing just really good fundamental baseball, and we've had a couple close ones, which in the moment you always wish you win by a lot, but after the game you really
yeah.
see how your guys competed and how they found a way to win. And one of our games has come down to the very last strike on the very last out, and it's just we've had to this point like a really really good test of resilience, and our guys have really responded.
Yeah, I guess the one thing that kind of stood out to me over the weekend is just the offensive depth you guys have. You had what three starting hitters out in the lineup on Sunday, and then a guy like Sawyer Farr gets his name called, and he goes out there and gives gets you some big hits over the weekend. So what does that kind of say about your offensive lineup? That when guys have to come off the bench or whatever, they go out there and kind of get the job done.
Yeah, we feel like we got some pieces now. All those pieces are different when you got a guy
Hmm.
like you don't really have a comparable or a number two to Sorrel Hakopian and Jordan. They're
Yeah.
just, they're really good players. But you can get a different look and win in a different way. And Sawyer was one of those guys. He can really, really run, switch hitter.
Hmm.
Got in there and he has when he's right, he's a dynamic player. And same thing with Travis Chestnut. Like he didn't start weekend one, but one of the fastest players in the country, can really handle the bat. And I mean, in a game on Saturday, he played center, second, and center. I'm not sure when the last time I've seen that is. So we like the versatility of
Yeah.
the guys that are able to come in and play when we need them to play. And some of them, you know how it goes. You
Oh
play
yeah.
well, you stay in there. So
No, absolutely. I guess looking at the pitching staff, I mean, if there's one thing about this team, there's kind of a question mark. It was Shane Sadeo coming back from an injury. You never know how that's going to happen. Weston Moss going from the bullpen to the starting rotation. Both those guys, for the most part, have been pretty good. I guess your take on them, and also Aiden Sims. We talked off air about this, but Sims in the fall in the TCU scrimmage, spin rates are over 3,000 with his breaking ball. He's up to 94, really sharp. He's been really good for you guys as well.
yeah, all three of them are to this point, and I want it to continue, but just elite strike throwers.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we went 29 innings this weekend without a walk or hit by pitch. They told me, which is
crazy.
don't really notice it while you're playing, except for it just never happens. But yeah, I mean, they got really good stuff. I mean, and yeah, I guess the questions are fair. Like Shane's coming back, hasn't pitched in a while, but he's every time he's went out for us in practice and leading into the season, he's continued to get better. Weston, to me, like he threw at times starter like pitch counts or innings last year just because how we use them. So it's really just he
Hmm.
gets a little extra time to warm up than he did, and then Sims has made the massive jump, that freshman to sophomore jump, but his is beyond that, just with the development of his pitches. And again, they throw strikes. They throw strikes, and when they're really on, they're throwing strikes with three, four, even five different pitches. So they've been really good to this point, and all super competitive too, right? Like they got a good match. Like Shane Shane has that ability to be elite stuff, elite strike thrower, and an elite competitor.
Yeah.
And that's just it's tough to find those combinations, and they all three show qualities of it, and they've been really good for us so far.
Yeah, just kind of turning attention to the offense here. Obviously, Wesley Jordan, if he's able to play this weekend, is certainly off to a nice start. But one guy I wanted to kind of touch on was Boston Kellner, a freshman. Again, in my look in the fall, he was really good. Again, you talk about a versatile player, he can play multiple positions. But you're talking about a guy that so far through a couple of weeks has shown pretty good plate discipline and is off to a really good start. What are you just kind of seeing from him? I'm guessing you're not really that surprised he's off to a good start.
No, Boston is man, he's 90 grade makeup. Like this is one of the most elite humans I've ever coached in my life. I don't There's no part of him that I ever thought was a freshman. Like when I recruited him, I thought he was a junior in college. So and
Yeah,
that spills into his work ethic, all the things that are non-baseball, and he's really good baseball player. Like very physical for a freshman, which in this league and college baseball in general, that helps as much as talent. And he's just he's just really good, man. He's controlling the strike zone. He's hitting the ball hard when he swings the bat. Real simple. I mean, he's gonna have his bumps, right? I mean, like every freshman does or any player does. But I think the thing about him that gives me a lot of confidence about him is I know how he's going to handle his success and I know how he's going to handle his failure just because he's been the same guy
Yeah.
literally since the day I met him.
No, that's awesome. I guess looking ahead of the weekend, what's kind of the I probably know where you're going here just because you talked about kind of having a team meeting over the weekend about this. But I guess what is the one thing going into the weekend as a coach that it's like, hey, we need to kind of master this weekend?
I think one thing is just like we haven't traveled yet. Right? It's a
Yeah,
whole different dynamic. Like you're staying in a hotel, you're getting your meals, you have a little bit more of a schedule, and just how do you handle, all your families in town, which is great, but how do you handle being with your team? All those
yeah,
things that's a test in itself, right? How do you handle that first road trip? But I just want us to play fundamental, complete baseball. Like be able to win in many different ways. If the pitching's down, we need to hit. If the hitting's down, we need to pitch. We always need to play defense. We need to make the plays we're supposed to make. And that's what it is when you play really talented teams. And I think like we're going to play this weekend. I don't think in any game there's going to be a talent gap on either side. It's going to be who can pitch it, who can throw strikes.
yeah.
When the ball's hit you pick it up, you throw it to first, execute a bunt when you need to execute. I think that's what it comes down to. It's going to be real. I mean, we're not playing SEC teams, but this is going to be like an SEC type competition weekend, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I guess one more question about the weekend. Obviously, you don't want to take too much from just a non-conference weekend, but do you get the sense with this team that this weekend is a little bit about kind of reestablishing order a little bit? You're playing the number one team in UCLA with one of the best players in the country, Chalowski. Obviously, Arizona State's really good. They're off to a nice start. You're certainly familiar with a lot of their personnel. Do you kind of feel like this team is looking at this weekend as like a hey, like this is we're about to kind of plant our foot a little bit here?
Everyone asks like kind of, and the gist of it's kind of like you guys, you have something to prove.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, we always want to win. We always want to
yeah,
play well, right? I mean, so I hope they're looking at each individual game like that, and I hope they look at it
sure.
like that the entire season. But yeah, it's going to be a really good test. I mean, Virginia Tech's got some really good players. Obviously, UCLA does, and Rock Chalowski is one of the best players in college baseball, and just their whole team has a lot of good players, and then Arizona State has a ton of talent as well. So it's gonna be a test. So yeah, I hope they feel like that. I feel like that, and they're gonna feel that from me.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good, man. I really like that. Really like playing there in general. And we always get a ton of support, and playing teams like that, it's gonna be some really good crowds and atmosphere, which our guys are accustomed to.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that when you were talking about, it being essentially a road weekend, but that Saturday night game with number one UCLA, I would imagine there'll be a few people in maroon and white in the ballpark for that one.
Yeah, I'd say
Probably a
I'd
safe
say
bet.
so. Yeah.
Well, great, Coach. Well, hey, I appreciate you joining us. I know it's an incredibly busy schedule, but again, the Aggies have Virginia Tech, number one UCLA, and Arizona State, who's right on the cusp of the D1 baseball top 25 to kind of round things out on Sunday night. So, Coach Earley, I appreciate you and good luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you, man.